Hey guys, it's Jake with North Idaho Archery. I'm here with Lucas Palmer of Pro Archery Ballistics. If you haven't seen his app, you should check that out. So I brought him in here today to do a review of the Xpedition NexLite. Why did I bring Lucas in here? You guys have all seen me talk in front of the camera. Who am I? I'm just a guy who owns a bow shop. He is an engineer, so I want him to talk about this from an engineering point of view, why this bow is cool, why it's cool from a consumer point of view and an engineering point of view. So I'm going to turn it over to Lucas.
Let's get into this Expedition. This is the NexLite. Am I upside down right there? I think we're all right. NexLite. Expedition has been using Magnite, is that correct? Magnite, which is a magnesium-based composite here, riser. So what's great about that is they can machine it. Let's talk about some of the details that it does have. You've got integrated mount for your sight, integration for rest. I see mounting options here for two-piece quiver, some vibration dampening features here on the front. Turn that so we can see. A little vibration dampening down here on the lower end as well. Integrated front and rear stabilizer mounts. So you got a low and high. And all right, so that's kind of the gist of the riser from a manufacturing standpoint there. These cams, let's talk about what they can do. We've got adjustments here in let off with a screw adjustment. We've got in the cam itself a variable draw length between 24.5 and 31 inches. A big thing that they are doing that is, I think, fantastic here is the shim system. The first thing I want to note out is the shims are actually attached, so they can't come off unless you take the screws out. You can change out this shim without needing a bow press. So when you talk about tuning left and right of the cam here, you can do that without a bow press. ABB strings should help keep cam timing in place very well. Yoke system to eliminate lateral forces in the bow. And I think this is going to be a pretty good bow this year. Sounds like it's coming in at a great price point. I don't know if are we allowed to disclose that? Okay, we can disclose price point, which was
$15.99.
$15.99. So, and this is their flagship bow this year. So they've come down $200 in price this year, which is pretty different than most people are doing. One thing I'd like to note is with that reduction in price, you're also getting ABB, so America's Best Bowstrings, come factory. You're getting a very light riser bow, comparable to the carbon PSEs if we're talking about weight. Let's talk about the draw force curve of this bow. I'm going to overlay that on screen here. If you want to talk about vibration or noise of a bow, you have to say, where does it come from? The noise and vibration predominantly comes from the energy loss when this bow goes off. So anything that doesn't go into the arrow goes into the limbs, which goes into the riser. Now, that's not a direct correlation to felt vibration, because our vibration dampening system, we talk about little vibration dampener here, maybe differences in our grip. Even the riser geometry itself will change how vibration will be transmitted through the bow. So that is something to remember, is our loss to noise and vibration, but that doesn't mean it's going to be felt by the user. We'll get a little bit of our opinion of how it shoots, how it feels as well. If you're interested, our opinion might mean nothing to you. I'd always suggest go shoot it. Go to your local pro shop, come down here to Jake if you're in North Idaho, and he will get you set up and you can test this bow and try it out. So let's shoot it through the chronograph. Let's talk about what it does and what it should do.
All right guys, Jake with North Idaho Archery. We're testing out the Expedition NexLite. 70 pounds, 29 inches with the 428 grain arrow. That's going to be kind of an average consumer draw length with an average consumer arrow. Some guys like a little heavier, some guys like a little lighter, but this is just going to give you a good idea what we're doing.
We got 284.3. Took a picture there to overlay on the video.
284, that's a great hunting speed.
Hey, this is Lucas. I'm gonna give my personal opinions now. New bow this year coming out. Jake and I at North Idaho Archery shot the bow, shot it over a chronograph, measured the draw force curve. So we're gonna talk about that a little bit. I've got some data I'll throw on the screen here of that draw force curve, as well as the efficiency of that bow. So how do we measure efficiency? Well, the efficiency is what percentage of the energy from the draw force is transmitted into the arrow. This bow is capable at 29 inches. It has an energy of 90 foot-pounds on the draw force curve. The measured energy of the arrow coming out of the bow was 76.7 foot-pounds. So that gave us an efficiency of about 85%. So 85% efficiency. What does that really mean to us? Do we care? So the other 15% of the energy of the bow, where does it go? Well, it goes to things like noise or vibration within the bow, as well as just inefficiency of the mechanics. So the cams themselves, you're gonna have some friction there. You're gonna have energy that's going to different torques of the bow. So it's gonna twist left and right, up and down, that kind of thing. So we get some inertial energy loss as well. So 85%, I feel like that's pretty efficient. In fact, most electric motors, which are considered to be very efficient machines, operate in the range of like 90%. So 85 is pretty good for a mechanical system. Let's talk about shooting the bow, and this is my opinion, my perspective here. In shooting the bow, I did feel like there was a little bit of vibration on the shot. I did like the draw cycle. It was very smooth, both on the front end and the back. There was no concerns to me there. And I think we actually see that in the draw force curve pretty well. We see that it's a pretty gradual ramp up and a gradual ramp back down into the back wall. So it's not going to want to jump out of your hands on that back wall because it's not a very steep slope on the back side of the curve. One of the things that I did like about the bow, obviously the light weight, that weight savings is really beneficial, because then if you want to add weight, you can put weight in longer stabilizers or other locations to help balance the bow better, which is, I think, is super beneficial. Lowering the price this year down to $15.99, I believe it was, down from $18.99, I think is what it was last year for their flagship bow. I think that's an excellent price point. When you consider the price to weight for a quality bow, man, it's a really good purchase option if you're a little bit more budget minded. The flexibility in the cam, so there's 3 modules that'll get you a range, and it sounds like Xpedition is including 2 of those modules that come with the bow when you order it. But because they've done that, they get a little bit of this hybrid system where they can maximize this efficiency transfer here. Bow performs as best as it can at multiple draw lengths. So there's probably an optimum draw length in every module set of the 3. Good job on that Xpedition. What else can I say about the bow? Let's see. All the integration is really great. I like that bows are going that direction. I'm still a simpleton myself. I like things bolted to the bow, some rigidity there, stuff that's not going to come loose or come out. Thank you guys for watching. Go give a shout out to Jake. He's a great guy here in North Idaho, got a good shop going on. He can use all the support he gets, as every bow shop can in the country. Those guys operate on very thin margins, and without them, there wouldn't be anything for us to test gear. So until next time, take care.